I thought it was a good idea to go out and pre-ride the Huff Master Hopper course. So the second in the 5 race series, and it's a 92-93 mile loop out of Maxwell, California, which is right on the I-5, kind of southwest of Chico, so north of Sacramento. And in that 92 miles, I'm going to say it's only about 5,000 feet of climbing, which is not that much compared to where I live. So I was like, yeah, I can go ride with these guys. It'll suck, but I'll be able to get myself through. So it turned out it was myself with Mig Crawford, who started the Hopper series, and then two of his buddies, Javier, who's from Spain, and Gary from the Bay Area. And we got out, started rolling a little after 10 o'clock, and I would say within 15 or 20 minutes of starting, I knew I was in trouble. And I knew that because we were on a dead flat road going into a headwind, and I was having a hard time riding shoulder to shoulder because these dudes, like, their talking pace was redlining me, and I was like, man. I go, oh, well, I'll ease into it. I'll, blah blah. Finally, it was like, the half wheeling was happening. I mean, we've all been in that scenario where you're in a half wheel situation. Sometimes it's mostly when someone else is half wheeling you, because we always learn not to half wheel, which for people who don't know what half wheeling is, that's when you're riding in a formation, generally on the road, and the person next to you is about a half wheel in front of you. Like, they're trying to push the pace by riding a little faster with you, except every time you try to keep up, they kind of go a little harder.
But if you slow down, they slow down. But if you
yeah.
speed up, they speed up. They're like those people that tailgate you on the freeway, kind of.
Yeah, so you're always a half wheel behind. And it wasn't so much like that because I felt like I couldn't speed up. But I got going with these guys, and it was like, we had, I think in the first hour and a half, I don't know, we had ridden almost 30 miles and climbed to maybe 400 feet, and I was done. And I was just like,
that's a bad sign.
So we stopped at the one spot we stopped at the Thunder Hill Raceway is on the track. So we are on the route. So we stopped to get some water. And I was like, those guys were stopping. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to keep rolling. You guys just get water. And they're like, no, you got to come get water. So we go and then do that. I swear it just never got better. And I was pulling out every trick in my head, pulling tricks on myself, Jedi mind tricks. And it was like, I couldn't get going. And I must have quit 100 times on that ride. And every time it got bad, they'd ease up or wait for me. And I mean, I was fortunate that part of this recon ride was to check out what the conditions were like and get photos. And it was a spectacularly beautiful day. So there was a lot of, slowing down to get content to doing that. But I guess the biggest revelation, and I finally made it. And the easiest part was the climbs, because you can only go your own pace on the climbs, but riding on the flats. But what was cool is I didn't know I had that much ability to suffer on the bike left in me. Like, I thought that those days were long gone, and without those guys, I mean, I wouldn't have made it, because they kept easing up and kept waiting, and then, I could pull and I could pull. But it took me back to what I recall as the first 100-mile training ride I ever went on.